Good afternoon, everyone. I should say good evening for those who are listening here in Turkey. On behalf of Brussels, on behalf of Hub Brussels, I'm pleased to welcome you today for this webinar dedicated to e-commerce in Turkey, business opportunities in a fast-growing market. Let me briefly go to some presentation. For those who do not know me, I'm Stefano Missir di Lusignano, the Economic and Commercial Attaché in charge of Turkey. I also would like to introduce you my colleague based in Brussels, our area manager responsible for Turkey, Mr. Gila Bredel, who will be in charge of the Q&A session that we are planning to hold just after the two presentations. So, we usually say that time is money. Well, you are making a good investment tonight by participating in this webinar because we have two excellent speakers who are going to give us a snapshot of what e-commerce represents in Turkey. These two speakers, who know the sector perfectly, follow it for many years. They have a deep experience and knowledge, not only dealing with commercial websites, but also with multi-brand platforms. They know what the Turkish consumers really want, like or dislike. Their international experience will also make it possible to identify the specificities of e-commerce in Turkey. And this, compared to other e-commerce environments, you most probably are familiar with. How to be part of this huge market in Turkey? How to enter this market? These are two questions that we will try to answer tonight. It is now time for me to introduce you our two speakers. Our first speakers of tonight will be Mr. Emre Ekmekçi. Good evening, Mr. Ekmekçi.
Good evening, Stefano.
You are the president of the Turkish E-Commerce Association, but also an expert in e-commerce and marketplaces. You served first as the Chief Commercial Officer and later as President in charge of internal expansion for the Hepsiburada platform. Turkey is his largest multi-category e-commerce player. Mr. Ekmekçi, you also have a global and impressive experience in interactive marketing, having served in prestigious agencies and companies not only in Turkey, but also in the US, Los Angeles, Chicago, in Asia, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and also in Europe, London and Paris. Your presentation will be focused on understanding Turkey's e-commerce market. Our second speaker tonight will be Mr. Ramazan Altinay. Good evening, Mr. Altinay.
Good evening.
You are a Chief Supply Chain Officer at N11. N11.com is one of the biggest e-commerce platforms in Turkey that offers a wide range of products under the categories of beauty, fashion, electronics, textile, home and living, sport, nutriments, supplements, food supplements, and much more. N11 was launched in June 2012 and is operating from Istanbul. You will focus your presentation on how to start selling in Turkey's e-commerce market. Technically, some practical arrangements after the two presentations of 20 minutes each, we're gonna have a small Q&A session. So for those who want to ask questions, feel free to use the chat icon on the right side of your screen. Well, it is now time to start the presentation. Mr. Ekmekçi, You recently declared in an interview that online shopping expenditures increased 85% last year compared to 2019. You also mentioned that COVID-19 has changed shopping habits of Turkish consumers. So we are really interested to know what is behind these statements. Mr. Ekmekci, you have the floor.
Thank you, Stefano. First, let me thank Hub Brussels and the team both in Istanbul and Belgium for organizing this. I'm going to share my window for the presentation right now. I don't. Can you see it now? Are you able to see my? Okay. So again, thank you for having me. First of all, allow me to introduce our association, who we are, what we represent, and how the association is structured. We're called, Turkish E-commerce Association. Basically, we have almost 90 members, 89 members currently, from all aspects of the e-commerce industry. E-commerce is not just selling online, but there's also payments, there's delivery, last mile solutions, price comparison, financial solutions, cross-border solutions. So our
Excuse me,
members,
Mr. Ekmekci, we don't see your presentation. Could you put it on
Sure.
another part of your screen that to share it to our viewer? Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Can you see my? Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you for reminding. So our association covers all aspects of e-commerce, and e-commerce is an industry that goes across all different types of disciplines, especially logistics, sales, technology, and financial solutions. So our association, from our members, with our members, we represent above 90% of the Turkish e-commerce volume, whether the payment goes through one of our partners, the sale is made by one of our partners, or it's either delivered by one of our partner companies in our association. And we have been founded in 2007, so we are as old as the Turkish e-commerce mature days. And I've been president for the past 2.5 years, and our mission is to grow the Turkish e-commerce industry in a much healthy way, work with all the regulators, with EU regulations coming into Turkey, working with the regulation changes, and making sure that e-commerce grows in a healthy way, both for e-commerce players and for the consumers as well. Now, allow me to share some of the numbers from, and these are official numbers from Turkish Ministry of Trade. In Turkey, every e-commerce transaction is actually recorded into the trade database by the Ministry of Trade, a database called ETBIS. So these are exact numbers, so these are not estimates. So the what the latest report published was a comparison between 2019 first 6 months and 2020 6 months, and there we saw a 64% growth in the first 6 months of the year. In 2019, the Turkish e-commerce market size was 136 billion Turkish liras. To get to the euros, you can almost divide it by 10, right? These days, but in average for the year, it was you could say it was 15 to 16 billion euros, and about on a normalized day, taking the effect of COVID away, cross-border import into Turkey. This is Turkish consumers buying directly from websites who are not in Turkey, comprise 7% of this volume. So it would be inbound purchases, but about 80 to 90% of the purchases are done through the vehicles of domestic platforms. If you look at the payment methods used in our country, we are heavily a credit card and a bank transfer method type of a country. You can see, I mean, Turkey has a very large penetration of credit card usage, and in 2020, in the first 6 months, you could see that anything related to banks, whereas wire transfers or credit cards compromises more than 80, 85, 86% of the market. We have very little pay at the door, and it's usually for more specialized purchases for small websites. This differentiates us from countries like markets like Russia or the Middle East, where cash at the door and pay at the door is a big part of the market. We see this as a big advantage for e-commerce because Turkey also has a very developed payment system, payment ecosystem. So the e-commerce players do not have to worry about collection or getting their money before they ship the product. So 80, we could say almost 90% of the purchases are prepaid. So the payment is made, then we ship the product, which is a big advantage for e-commerce. If we look at the average basket size, this also shows the difference between prepayments and pay at the door. But from an average perspective, it's almost 108 TL basket size, including all of the categories, obviously, for the market. The indicator, all around the world, this is a common indicator of how big the e-commerce market is. It is measured by as a percentage of overall retail, right? And since Turkish overall retail is also at a growing pace, right? We're still a growing economy, but we're also a very big consumption economy. And for many years, we've been at single digits until COVID. And you can see that Turkish e-commerce had barely reached 9%, 10% numbers. We had reached 11%, but with the effect of the COVID-19 in the first 6 months of the year, the second 6 months data hasn't been released yet. In the first 6 months of the year, we have almost at the peak of the lockdowns, you could say, we had reached almost 18% of overall retail commerce. Now that obviously has come down now that the shops are open, but consumers have gotten used to e-commerce, and we're thinking that number came down to around 13-14%. So it didn't go down back to its original average of 10%. So we have gained a step function of a value in our share of overall retail. And let me tell you why this happened. This is not only the consumers focusing more on e-commerce, it's also companies and merchants and brands focusing more on e-commerce, looking at digitization options. So that's why we don't expect the number to go down to its original numbers. Now this is an interesting statistics I wanted to share as well. What days of the week Turkish consumers buy, right? and this tells everyone, thinks about what they want to buy on the weekends, but by come Monday, when they're back to their desk, you know, when we're you know, back online, that's when we start doing our purchases. The Turkish e-commerce logistics in Turkey is also very advanced. Almost 80% of the country geographically is within next day delivery range from Istanbul, and a lot of the e-commerce shipments are done from Istanbul, and the entire country, you could say, is 2 to 3 days maximum of delivery time. This allows faster collection times in marketplace, because you know your goods are delivered fast. But this also is represented into okay, if I make my purchase on a Monday, I know I'm going to get it by Wednesday or Thursday, right, before the end of the week. But there are now a lot of investment that is being made into 1 hour delivery, 2 hour delivery, and you know, locker systems, pickup systems, those kind of new generation logistic models. From a consumption perspective, you know, Turkey is a very large country. Obviously, it's, you know, it's 83 million, 84 million population. But from a consumption perspective, 3 large cities make almost 60% of the e-commerce volume, right? Obviously, starting with Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir. Basically, that's why a lot of the new e-commerce startups focus even just only in Istanbul. Istanbul is a city of, I don't know, 15 million, they say 16, 18, the number changes, but it's as big as a you know, small size European country, you could say. And with the e-commerce consumption being done 50% by Istanbul, it is a market on its own, right? So, and it can very much be focused on its own. This is a Turkish population demographics. Let me talk about this chart a bit. This is called a fat belly person. We could say to be non-sexist. So it's not a man or a woman, right? It's a fat belly person. These are what you see on the screen are the ages of the population, and the size of the chart shows the percentage of people or the number of people within that age group. Normally, if you look at Europe, this is like almost kind of like in a diamond shape, where the younger populations actually make less of the overall public. But what we're looking at is in Turkey, there is almost 20 million people, young people who are between the age of I would say 15 to 25. What we call is the digital natives, right? These are the people who have been born into digital, have known to consume in digital, and that's what actually everybody in Turkey, from a digitalization and e-commerce perspective, is betting on. Is this population is going to come of consumption age very soon, in the next 5 to 6 years, and this young population, this digital population, is going to change the entire economic structure, right? So that's why Turkey is a growing economy, and from an e-commerce perspective, in the first 6 months of last year, it was 65% growth. What we estimate, we ended the year around 85%, like Stefano said. So 85% growth year over year. But if we don't expect that growth to slow down much, because not because of COVID, but really because of these consumers who have come into who will be coming to purchase ages. Now, I also want to talk about some of the how to start a e-commerce business in Turkey, or what should a brand do to sell in Turkey. Ramazan will talk about marketplaces and some of the models as well. But for a foreign brand, you have a couple options, right? You can do direct cross-border. You can be in Belgium, advertise through the regular digital channels, reach the Turkish consumer, get your payment by credit card, by some payment method, and ship directly from Belgium to here. Now, there is a 20% fixed tax on everything that is bought from abroad, with no exemptions, no minimums. And when the consumer buys, it's either they pay the postal service the customs fee on what they had bought before they pick up the package, or when you sell it, you could actually include it in your processing fee and then pay it as part of your service to the customer. The other option is you could legally import in bulk your products into Turkey, right? And Turkey has a very easy customs union with. We're in customs union with the EU, so a lot of the EU regulations apply there. So you could import your products here through a local entity, and then sell in Turkish marketplaces such as N11 or others, or sell your product to an e-commerce player who will sell it on your behalf. So these two methods are both viable. It depends on the logistic cost that you want to incur and how much you want to invest. The starting a business in Turkey is actually very fast. Turkey allows foreign direct investments, so Turkey allows 100% foreign company ownership. So it's very friendly environment from that perspective. There's not much of a minimum that you would have to invest. And when you have your Turkey also has a very good logistics system, payment system, and IT infrastructure vendors that you could be up and running with your own e-commerce platform if you wanted to, with local connections within a matter of weeks. I would say so. It's a very friendly e-commerce business environment, and from a digital marketing perspective, all the rules around of the world applies. So we are a Facebook country, we're a Google country. So and I know foreign companies who run their marketing departments from their central offices, because it's just opening up a different country code and then advertising into Turkey in Facebook or in Google. And when I say Facebook or Google, I'm using them as an example. Obviously, we have TikTok, we have all the other new generation social media platforms as well, and there are not many restrictions there. There's only 15% tax on advertising on Google, so that's a digital tax that has been being applied, but all the other rules apply almost the same. With that, I will stop there and give the microphone back to Stefano, and then we can talk about some of the questions afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ekmekci, for this brilliant presentation. So what from my side I would keep in mind, and very important for our Belgian companies interested in this market, is that you mentioned that it's a fast growing market, first. Second, operators, they are operating in a safe environment. Third, and I realize that since I'm here in Turkey, that it is operating with a very efficient logistics. Fourth, you also mentioned that the market is highly concentrated in 3 cities, Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir, so that Belgian companies know where their customers are and where they are buying from. So, and also I should have started with this. The good news is that cross-border purchase are now reaching, if I understood well, almost 10% of the e-commerce market in Turkey. And this is really good, so that Belgian companies could operate from Belgium.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ekmekci. I would like immediately to give now the floor to Mr. Altinay. Mr. Altinay,
Yeah.
you have the floor.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. This is Ramazan Altinay. I will inform you about the Enlevant.com. I will highlight some of the points how you will sell your product in Turkey. I will give a summary about the situation. Enlevant.com, two partnership, one of them Escape Planet, one of them Doğuş Group. Escape Planet from Korean company, and Doğuş Group, one of the biggest of the group company in Turkey. And we have over 2,000 registered sellers or business partners in our system. And we, Mr. Stefano mentioned that we sell so many products in our system: clothing, shoes, home and living, cosmetic and personal, book, electronics, and also tickets, vacation, entertainment. And we have over almost 20 million products in our system. And what is our differentiation? We are giving our business partners, sellers, with seller support center. We are giving the free photo shooting for our sellers. Also, we are guiding them in that centers, and also we are helping them for all of the issues. And of course, we support the 100 original products. This is important side for us, of course, to support our customer live support and payment protection, and also, as usual, other side. And we have also some brands, for example, fashion site Gibi Moda, for example, grocery site Market 11, second-hand vehicles Garaj 11, and wholesale shopping N11 Pro. This is other our brands. And customer experience, I give some of the, of course, we are giving some of the advantage to our customers. For example, millions of the product with good advantage price, and personalized discount and coupons, and product campaign enhancement and location-based discount we are giving to our customers. And we are, of course, we are giving the easy return. And another important side, I want to highlight that side, we are giving the import products. From now, we have some of the merchants from directly China and USA. They can list their product in our system, and they can sell their product Turkish customer directly via N11.co system. They register our system, and after that they started to list their product, and they any customer from Turkey and choose their product and order the product directly. Our merchants from China or USA, they send to directly our buyers or our customers to Turkey. We are handling all of the process. For example, logistic process, customs process in Turkey. We are taking customs fee and logistics fee in advance on the system, so that our customer, they don't have any surprise about the customs fee, tax fee, or logistics fee, so that every day we are increasing the import products in our system. Every day import orders increasing our system dramatically. Of course, if you have a good competitive products in Belgium, you can register in our system, and we can talk how we will manage the logistic process and customs process in Turkey, and you can list their product in our system, and you can sell directly to via elnaun.com. We can took the payment, and after that your orders delivered in Turkey, we release your money in 15 days, so that it is easy to enter to Turkish market. This is a good solution for some of the companies to enter the Turkey. So, but of course, we cannot open all of the merchant, because we have some of the condition. You have a big product pool firstly, and of course you can send immediately your product to Turkey. This is important for us also, and of course we need some of the documents documents because registration site, we check all of your company documents about your company. And also we secure the payment system in our site. And of course we are giving the coupons and discount in our system to our customers. And of course elnaun.com innovative company, and we are giving some of the innovation to our customers, wish list, price tracking, and price alert. They can check the products price and price tracking. It is decreasing or increasing, or sometimes they can check their price alert to our system. And I can pass here. What is our advantage to our business partners? Of course, we are giving training directly our sellers. Last year, for example, over almost 400 online webinar or online training we give to our sellers. It is over than participant number over than 40,000. In that site, we are giving the special support to our sellers. They are coming from abroad. We have special cross-border trading team. They are directly support who comes from abroad, and we are giving the trading, and we are giving the guiding for them, especially and specially. And of course, we are giving some of the advantage to our business partners again. For example, e-invoice system and e-commerce package system, and of course, cloud storage system. And if you have for example, any company in Turkey, we can export your product to some of the countries. For example, we open the North Cyprus and Azerbaijan. You can directly export your product from Turkey to that countries. Also, we will open the Russia and some of the European countries in 2 months. And in all of the process, from import or export, we are dealing some of the logistic company, so that in all of the process, we are taking the discounted shipping price. This is important side. For import side, Emre Ekmekçi mentioned that threshold in Turkey from the abroad 0, so that 20% of fixed tax fee in Turkey for import. but we are taking all of the tax fee and logistic fee on the system, so that to order any product from abroad via l11.com is so easily for our customers. And of course, we are doing the communication areas, we are doing the PR and TV commercials and TV banners, and of course, we are using the social media for our customers, and we are using all of the communication areas. What is the important for you? I can say that if you have a good competitive products in Belgium, we can talk each other, and you can list your products in l11.com, and you can take the orders from Turkey via l11.com. Thank you very much. This is a summary for our side.
Thank you, Mr. Altenay, for this presentation. It gives clearly to the Belgian company the message that they can sell their products directly through your platform. So there is this possibility to do business being based outside and operating outside Turkey. You mentioned also that your platform provide support to the company. This seems to be very important for companies that approach the Turkish market for the first time. We have in Brussels new exporters, so companies with really good products, but that might not have any experience about the Turkish market. So it is important to hear from you that you are there to support them and to guide them in this process. And last but not least, also interesting that, and this is the importance of Turkey, is that putting a feet in Turkey means also access to other markets. So having their product listed on your platform, you can also touch buyers that are in other neighboring countries. So thank you very much for your presentation. We really appreciate it. Now I would like to give the. You want to say something? You want to add something, Mr. Altenay?
Yeah, I want to mention one thing. It is easy way, or is easier way to enter Turkey via any marketplace, because our customer is ready, our customers are ready, our payment system are ready, our logistics system are ready. Only they can list their product in our system, and we will our customer directly reach their product via our system. This is so easy way to enter the Turkish market.
Thank you very much. I'd like now to give the floor to my colleague in Brussels, Mr. Bredel. Are there some questions from?
Yes, thank you very much for those presentations. It was really interesting and to the point. And yes, I received some questions. We have mostly companies in selling pharmaceutical and parapharmaceutical products, and they are asking us if those products are really, is it best-selling products on your via this channel of sell? So is it a good way to sell pharmaceutical and parapharmaceutical product via e-commerce in Turkey?
Okay, should I take it? I'll take that question. Well, pharmaceuticals is a bit of a tricky category, right? I'll be honest. It is not legal to sell what we call pharmacy products, right? If a product is to be sold by a pharmacist, it is not legal to sell it online, right? So you can't buy aspirin online, right? But supplements, vitamins, creams, this and that. If there is no health, if there's no medical declaration to the product, if it's not subject to a pharmacist approval, then you can sell it. Now, that doesn't mean that these products, if you sell them cross-border, even if they're not pharmacy products, that doesn't mean they go through the customs very easily, right? All over the world, these are tricky products that has special customs areas because they are related to human health. So what we usually suggest are suppliers or brands like this is you do a B2B import of these products into Turkey and then sell them in Turkey online. That way you guarantee that the consumers do not, or your products do not get stuck at customs, right? But this is pharmaceutical is a very large category. Certain products are allowed.
It's mainly food supplements, to be precise. Food supplements,
okay.
and so you tell us that it's
food
easier.
supplements. Usually through customs, it's very hard to get food supplements through because they need Ministry of Health and Ministry of Agriculture approval before they can be sold to the Turkish consumer.
Yeah, it is not easy to directly sell our customers individual, but they can of course export from Belgium to Turkey for any company as a wholesale. After that, they can distribute via e-commerce platform, but they cannot send easily to one by one for any individual orders.
So my suggestion would be to form a simple Turkish subsidiary from your Belgian company and sell from your Belgian company to the subsidiary here. Then once it's here, once it went through the customs, then it's very easy. Then you can sell on any type of marketplace. You can sell direct.
Yes.
So I have another question. It's Mr. Atinay, you told about the possibility to sell with your platform to Russia in a few months. And for selling in Russia, sometimes it requires certificates. You mentioned that in 2 months you will open to the Russian market. How will the certification process works?
Yeah, now we are selling also this is test process. We are taking almost 100 orders from Russia side. Also, generally, of course, we cannot open all of the categories to Russia. For example, we open the fashion categories, auto parts categories, toys categories, not, for example, cosmetic categories, because they want some of the additional certificates, so that we are open the buy one buy. For example, fashion categories, we don't have any problem. We are taking only Russian ID to declare it in customs, and other side we can deliver easily. So that they are right, we cannot open all of the categories. Which one we don't have any problem in the customs process. For example, fashion, toys, auto parts, home textile, some of the decoration parts, we open that process. Now we are on the test process. We are taking almost 100 orders from Russia daily, but in 2 months we will launch the main process in 2 months. What we are doing now.
Many thanks. So receive another question regarding nutraceuticals or food supplement registered in the Ministry of Agriculture. Can they be sold freely without going through distributor? So yeah.
In order to get the health certificate, you have to have a local company, right? So it doesn't have to be, I mean, a distributor, you could be the distributor yourself, right? So it could be 100% owned subsidiary of your Belgium company. So you form a simple company here that does the application and that gets the certificate from the Ministry of Trade or Ministry of Agriculture.
In the beginning of the operation, first time, they will send to all of the product test. After that, they will check what is the inside. After that, you will take the certificate out of that.
So I have another, it's not really a question, but maybe you can give some advice. It's a company asking, we would like to introduce our specialty boutique brand in Turkey, food and dried edible products, luxury culinary food design. Do you think there is possibilities for those kind of products in on the Turkish market?
What is the product? I'm sorry.
So it's food and dried edible products, luxury culinary food design. So really specific.
Food design, like
Yes.
shoes.
No, in food. So I think it's really specific. There is like food design is it's kind of specific. I see if there is a yes, specialty coffee, locally roasted, edible culinary food design, edible flowers.
Culinary, so
Yeah.
like to eat. Okay.
Yes.
But I think with keeping the customs regulations and all that aside, right? With COVID-19, we see a very big interest in what I call creative kitchen activities, right? People are becoming their own baristas. I mean, Ramazan, you can chime in on this, but the kitchen category, the accessory category has grown dramatically, right?
Yeah.
And it's not, people are not just buying pots and pans, right? It's almost everyone now has their own little espresso, like those things that make the shapes over your coffee, whatever, right? So I think, and I see Instagram is a very good place to test this, I would suggest, right? And Turkey is a very big Instagram market as well. So I would I would start testing that product on Instagram to see if there's even people demand in looking at your product before they buy it. But that is a very interesting category, and the Turkish market likes those creative ideas. Ramazan, I don't know if you want to add.
Yeah, you are right. Also, in the COVID process, similar products sales increased dramatically in our system. 2 times, 3 times, one of them 5 times increased dramatically, so that it is open and it is, how can I say, there is a opportunity that time to enter the market. I thought that.
Many thanks. So I have another questions regarding, do you have an idea of the per capita average spending on major e-commerce platforms in Turkey? How much are the customers spending when they do online shopping in Turkey?
The average basket size almost 200 TL, but I don't know what is the other number.
Stefano, you can.
I mean, not an exact number, but we could say an average buyer buys around 4 times a year, right?
Yeah.
So you could say, with inflation, it will be almost 1,000 TL. So
yeah,
an average e-commerce buyer we could say maybe 100 euros, a little over 100 euros per year, and we have reached more than 12-15 million e-commerce buyers, very frequent e-commerce buyers in the market.
I have another question for you, Mr. Altinay. It's a company selling food supplement asking, can and 11 provide us with digital marketing support to promote their product. And what are the expected fees to do it?
Of course.
So maybe you have some possible customers.
Yeah, of course. We are giving the, I presented that we are using some of the social media. If their product is competitive and we see that the product opportunity or potential, of course, we push their product. We are using our brand or social media, and we support all of the process in social media, digital marketing side, also in our system banner area. We are giving the support.
But I think we will put you also in contact with some of our participants. So that's the idea, is also to go further with some interesting companies after this webinar. So it's perfect to intro. Yeah, thank you very much for this.
Of course.
So Stefano, do you have something to add? I think we
no
will.
More questions from your side?
No more question, but I think we can also see if the participants have other questions. We can also share it with our speaker offline after this webinar, so we respect the timing. And thank you so much for your presentation. It was really interesting. It was perfect overview of the possibilities of selling your products on the Turkish market via e-commerce. So I think we will have other discussion further with some of our participants.
Yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen. You gave us more than a snapshot, but also good advices how to get access to this market. On our side, we will be pleased to invite you as soon as possible to Brussels and let you show the quality of the product that we sell, that we produce in Brussels and in Belgium. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, the audience. I cannot see all the participants from my computer, but I would like to thank them for attending the webinar. And to all of you, good evening. Stay safe and take care. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.